It's Caden Kent, Jace Laviolette, and Wyatt Hensler to start things off in the bottom of one for A&M. They are your 44 Farms meat of the order. 44 Farms invites you to enjoy premium all-natural Angus beef by visiting 44steaks.com. 44 Farms, the official beef of Texas A&M Athletics. So you're going to have Caden Kent and Jace Laviolette, who are both tied as your RBI leaders, both with 18, and then Wyatt Hensler, who hits .352 and has the highest on-base percentage of this team. So Kent, Laviolette, Hensler getting it going to the bottom of the first, and they are your 44 Farms meat of the order. 1, 2, 3, Prairie View went down in the top of the first.
The way Caden Kent has impacted the ball this season was something that he talked about wanting to get better at over the fall, through the preseason. Did a lot of work with Jeremy McMillan, the Aggie strength and conditioning coach, to kind of get stronger, to make improvements in that department. And we've seen that certainly pay off here to start the season as he carries some pretty impressive extra base streaks into today.
Yeah, 6 in a row. 6-game hit streak. There's been an extra base hit in all of them. Caden Kent leads the team in home runs, slugging, and runs scored. And as we told you, ties with Jace Laviolette for the team lead in RBIs.
He got a center cut breaking ball on Sunday and cut it right through that strong north wind for the Aggies' only run.
First pitch to him was a ball. This one is a ball inside. It's DeMarcus Thompson on the mound, the right-hander for Prairie View. 8th appearance, first start. He's got an 0-1 record and a 7.00 ERA. And that's outside, and a 3-0 count to Caden Kent. 9 innings pitched thus far for DeMarcus Thompson, this right-hander, the sophomore on the mound for Prairie View. A 3-0 strike to Caden Kent. Thompson went to Sealy High School near Houston before heading over to Prairie View, so not too far to go from Sealy, Texas, up to Prairie View.
Not far from Will Johnson's old stomping grounds.
My old rival. Sealy Tigers, my old rival. Walked Caden Kent to start the day. 3-1 pitch, missed the zone. Caden Kent draws a walk, and here's Jace Laviolette. So Jace now at 54 career homers here at A&M, 2 shy to tie the school record of 56. That's inside to start his count 1-0.
And if you go back and look at his exit velocities and launch angles over the past week, he would have broken that record comfortably in any other normal day ballpark. He's just hit them high and far into the teeth of some really strong north winds. It's a ball.
Yeah, Caden Kent was back diving into first base thinking a throw was coming to try to pick him. A throw never came. Thompson stepped off the mound. Again, did not deliver over to first base. It's a ball.
He didn't step off. If he would have stepped off, he would have been able to do what he did. He jump spun and did not throw the ball.
Yeah, so there's the balk. And Kent moves to second. 1-0 pitch to Jace Laviolette. Just missed the outer half at 87 miles per hour. Just missed the corner. It's 2-0.
Jace hit a ball on Saturday against New Mexico State that looked like it was bound for Welborn Road and just did stay in the yard. Hit the very top of the wall. I couldn't believe Olsen Field held that one.
It's 2-0 to him. It's gone opposite field here. Left field down the line, heading over there to make the catch. Michael Burrows just shy of the track. 1 out.
It's another good swing from Jace. Hit the ball well, the opposite way. I really like when he impacts the ball and elevates it to the opposite field. I like where Jace is at with his swing.
Went opposite field, down the line and left, shy of the track. Burrows made the catch for Prairie View defensively. Michael Burrows, Jaden Williams, and Michael Smith left to right in the outfield. Landon Williams at third base, Amar Donato at short, Lee Allen at second, Mac Bowie at first, and the catcher is Mason High School. Here's Wyatt Hensler for the Aggies at the plate. And an off-speed pitch comes in at 78 miles per hour, but will miss the zone. 1-0 to Wyatt. Wyatt has reached base 12 games in a row. Has a .463 on-base percentage to lead the team. Batting average at .352. Call strike on the 1-0 with what looked like a fastball in the high 80s, 1-1. a 12-game on-base streak for Wyatt. He has a hit in 11 of those. On Saturday against New Mexico State, he didn't get a hit. He had a walk in there to extend this streak. Pitch in the dirt, blocked by Mason High School, and Caden Kent's going to try to get to third base on that pitch in the dirt. He's sliding in safely just ahead of the tag by Landon Williams.
Very nicely done. With one out, you want to be really aggressive on balls in the dirt. Caden reads the down angle. Throw gets there about the same time he does, but it's up the line. So Caden's able to get that right hand in there ahead of the tag. Really nicely done with one out by Caden Kent.
So he's on third base, 2-1 the count now to Wyatt Hensler. And that's low and in the dirt, blocked by Mason High School behind the plate. It is 3-1 now to Wyatt. Aggies trying to strike first in the bottom of the first. Weston Moss went 1-2-3 through the Panthers in the top of one. Swinging, and this is hard hit to left field, and that ball is off the top of the wall. Hensler will drive in Caden Kent, and he hit it so hard he made the turn at first. They got it back in quickly, and Hensler will stay at first base, but he drives in the run. It's 1-0 Aggies.
It's exactly what you're supposed to do in a 3-1 count in an RBI spot. Less than 2 outs, he gets a two-seamer that runs right back into his happy zone, and he absolutely peppers one. Melts it off the Higginbotham sign in left field. Hit it so hard, as you said, Will. Only able to stop at first base for a ringing single.
Here's Gavin Cash. First pitch is inside. See, I mean, just crushed it off that left field wall, and Michael Burrows, I mean, it just bounced right back to him.
It's exactly how you're supposed to play it. He did a good job.
So all Wyatt could do was stop at first base. Really didn't have much of a chance to turn that into a double, even though he hit it all the way to the wall. Now 2-0 to Gavin Cash, and that's that last pitch missed.
To go back to Caden Kent taking that extra base, if he's at second, that's going to be a tough read for him because Burrows was pretty close to the wall, so he would have got a late read off of seeing that down essentially. And who knows if he would have been able to score.
Nice block behind the plate on a pitch in the dirt. Mason High School kept it from going to the backstop, and he keeps Wyatt Hensler at first. 3-0 the count to Gavin Cash.
He probably would have, but it have made Will Fox sweat a little bit in that third base box. So the fact that he got to third made that much easier on the Aggies.
3-0 pitch, a called strike. Gavin Cash, 3-1 his count. Gavin would like to duplicate what he did on Friday to start that New Mexico State series. 3-1, fouled away, full count now. Looked like Wyatt Hensler was in motion there. Gonna have to come all the way back. Full count to Gavin Cash. Gavin went 3 for 5 on Friday against New Mexico State. All of them were extra base hits. He had 2 doubles and a homer and drove in 5 runs against that different set of Aggies.
Well, a lot of his contact, too, even his outs have been really quality lately.
So full count pitch coming. Swing and a miss, and going on the pitch again is Wyatt Hensler. He's in safely, sliding at second base, so it's a strikeout of Gavin Cash, but Hensler steals second, so he's in scoring position.
Yeah, it was interesting. I didn't know if they would run him, put him back on the move after running him on the 3-1 pitch. They choose to do it, kind of a contact steal situation. Maybe you stay out of the double play. That's a close play at second base. Interesting. I don't know if PV will look at that, but bang, bang at second.
Terrence Keel steps up. First pitch to him misses outside for a ball, 1-0. Terrence on a 6-game hit streak. He leads this team with a .391 batting average. The 1-0. That's a breaking ball. It's called strike. 1-1. Await that pitch. Reached out on a 1-1, and he stung it into center field for a base hit. Wyatt Hensler around third base, and he will score. Terrence Keel drives in Wyatt Hensler, and the Aggies now with a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the first.
Well, he's starting to make a habit of this kind of swing on breaking balls where he's just a little out in front, but watch him extend the barrel with that left hand. This time he gets under it and backspins a ball to center field. That's that athleticism in the batter's box showing itself here early on. He has just been remarkable to start his freshman campaign at Texas A&M.
So he extends his hit streak to 7 games in a row, and that was the 10th run TK has driven in of that freshman season. Here's Hayden's shot. TK's going immediately on the first pitch. Throw down to second base. Not in time. TK with his 5th stolen base of the season. He leads the team in that category. Pitch to Hayden's shot was a strike. Hayden has driven in 13 runs this season. He's got Terrence Keel out at second base. Aggies trying to add to the lead in their first at bat. That's outside, way outside for a ball. So 1-1 to Hayden's shot.
You know, in the preseason, Mike Early talked about wanting to find opportunities for Terrence Keel II. That was back when they thought they were going to have a healthy Caden Sorrell and a healthy Gavin Grahovic.
Swing and a miss on a pitch outside, 1-2.
And, you know, with those injuries, he's found himself on the field, and now you're looking at a future of the lineup like, how do you take this kid out ever? He just impacts the game in so many ways.
Out there at second base, 1-2. Pitch low and in the dirt. Blocked again by Mason High School. He's been busy behind the dish, trying to keep quite a few pitches from getting to the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hayden's shot. Pitch on its way. Swing and a miss, got him. But the Aggies will put up 2 in the bottom of the first inning. That means they'll take a 2-0 lead into the second. This is Texas A&M baseball. A&M and Antoine Riggins in his 10th season at the helm of the Prairie View program. 15 times these two schools have met up prior to tonight, and all 15 of those going to the Aggies.
Panthers made them sweat a little bit last year, though, if you'll remember in that midweek. And a guy that we'll see come to the dish in this half inning had 2 monster homers in Michael Smith, the right fielder.
He'll be due up third in the top of 2. It is Braden Johnson, Michael Burrows, and then Smith. Start off the count to Braden Johnson with a pitch up and in, 1-0. Weston Moss worked through a clean top of the first. Then the Aggies got him a crooked number in the bottom of the first. 1-0 pitch at 91 miles per hour up high. 2 balls, no strikes to Braden Johnson. Braden Johnson hitting .314. Weston Moss, the 2-0. Pumped him a strike on the inner half at 90 miles per hour. It's 2-1. Next pitch. That will miss as well, 3-1.
You get a pitch to hit here. Certainly, if you're Weston Moss, you don't want to be walking the leadoff hitter after your offense gets you a pair in the bottom half of the first.
He did end up walking the leadoff hitter. That pitch missed, the 3-1. So Braden Johnson on first base. So Moss, 3 up, 3 down in the first, walks the opening hitter in the second. Here's Michael Burrows, the left fielder, hitting .289.
Well, nothing will get under the skin of Jason Kelly more than what we just saw right there.
Showing bunt here with that runner on first base, and that pitch is up. Burrows held out the bat to bunt, but the pitch up and in, he almost had to duck it. So it's 1-0 to him. From the stretch now, Weston Moss. Runner goes. Swinging is Burrows, and he fouled it back to the net.
I was just fixing to say Johnson had a healthy lead over there at first base and almost near that cutout toward the second baseman.
So after the foul ball, a 1-1 coming to Michael Burrows, the left fielder, not coming yet. Weston Moss throws over to first base. Back diving safely is Braden Johnson. Quickly, your umpiring crew tonight: behind home plate, Charles Bussey; at first base, Joe Harris; second base, Doug Williams; and third base, Scott Chesser. That pitch way outside and in the dirt.
It's an incredible play by Bear Harrison. The ball's in the middle of the other batter's box, and he's somehow able not to just get over there, but glove it and pick it clean. And had he found his footing a little sooner, he would have had a chance to back pick Johnson at first base. That's a really, really good play by the Aggie catcher.
Johnson going again on this pitch, the 2-1, and it's fouled off. Right side over section 203. So twice Johnson has broke from first base, and on both occasions Michael Burrows a foul ball.
Well, he got 2 good jumps on both of those starts.
So it's 2-2. Here's that pitch, swinging, hit pretty hard to left field. TK, Terrence Keel, kind of right at him, and he will make the catch on a line. Didn't have to move a whole lot, took a couple steps in, took those 2 steps right back, and the ball was in his glove. Line out to left by Michael Burrows.
It's not a bad job of hitting there with 2 strikes. Much like TK did, his counterpart in the bottom of the first inning kind of extends that barrel, gets more of the ball than TK did, and lines it right at him.
So 1 out in the top of the second. The Aggies leading 2-0. Braden Johnson running at first base for the Panthers. Weston Moss just threw over there again to check on him. And now the first pitch to Michael Smith, who had the big game here last year. That's a ball, 1-0.
And he hit 2 no-doubters last year. I think the second one was up near the clock above the scoreboard.
Hard cut here on a 1-0 pitch at 93 miles per hour. May have fouled it back into the mid of Bear Harrison, but it's a 1-1 count.
Well, he's got 6 hits on the season, and 3 of them are homers.
Well, 5 of the 6 are of extra bases because he also has a triple and a double. That's a call strike. 1-2 now to Michael Smith. Right on right matchup. Weston Moss, one more throw over to first base. Back diving safely, Braden Johnson. Johnson walked to start this inning. Right now 1 down in the top of the second. A&M an early 2-0 lead. The A&M Aggies, that is.
So every time Moss is picked over, it's been early in his set. It'll be interesting to see if they'll mix in some longer holds before these picks.
Here's the 1-2 from the stretch, fouled away by Michael Smith. Back onto the netting.
So even there, it was kind of in the same rhythm of the pick. It was set 1,000, come to the plate. Sometimes pitchers, they kind of lose track of holding runners, and holding runners, all that doesn't mean throwing the ball to first base. It just means kind of varying your timing and varying your holds.
Another 1-2 pitch to Michael Smith. That's a breaking ball, called strike. He got him looking. Second K for Weston Moss.
It's 78 miles an hour. Looks like he goes back to that changeup. It is. It's a righty-righty changeup. Really probably not where he wanted it, elevated in the middle of the plate, but because the speed difference was so great and Smith hadn't seen many of those, the action fools him, and all he can do is watch it.
Lee Allen to the plate. And Moss another throw over with Braden Johnson back diving safely at first. So Weston, after issuing the leadoff walk, trying to sit the next 3 Panthers down in order. That is softly hit, third base side. Wyatt Hensler's got to go quickly. Field and throw on the run, not quite in time. Wyatt, a nice effort. Good hard throw. Just not going to be able to get Lee Allen as he trickled that one up the third base side. Infield single for him.
Nice play by Wyatt. I thought the only chance he would have had, though, was to go barehanded. He went with the leather, And when he does that, it's just that extra tick. Because it was going to be a do-or-die play, I thought the only shot he had was with the bare hand. But tough luck for Weston Moss. He'll have to pitch out of some traffic now.
He'll face Mac Bowie, who's 2 for 17 this year. Bowie making just his 4th start. And Weston went off speed, and Bowie looked fooled and out in front of that. It was outside as well, but a swing and a miss.
It's a great name.
Mac Bowie. Here's that next pitch, swing and a miss. Right back at 83 miles per hour, both pitches. And Bowie waving through both of them. It's 0-2. Weston Moss, the 0-2. Pitch on its way, swing and a miss. Got him on 3 pitches. Weston now 3 Ks in the game, and he will strand a couple of Prairie View runners on base. Leads 2-0. Bottom of the order due up 7, 8, and 9. Jamal George, Bear Harrison, and Sawyer Farr. Looking out at a right-hander, and DeMarcus Thompson for the Panthers. Jamal to the plate. 7th start this season. He's 4 for 19. First pitch to him inside for a ball, 1-0. Next offering from Thompson. Fastball found the zone, called strike, 1-1. Right on right matchup to begin the bottom of the 2nd inning. The 1-1 pitch on its way, fouled off through the coach's box at third base, right by Will Fox.
Well, one of the things Mike Early said about Jamal George this week is that he'd been working on some mechanical stuff to try to tone him down a little bit. He's such a high energy player. Body language is always up and moving around. He's kind of fidgety. They wanted him to just kind of settle a little bit more and tone down maybe some of the swing and some of the parts in the swing.
1-2 pitch is off speed and inside. Jamal kind of had to scoot out of the way of it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Taps the plate twice and looks out at Thompson, trying to become a leadoff man on base. 2-2. Swinging, hit that to left center field and deep back toward the track, and on the run making the catch and then running into the wall is Michael Burrows.
That is a sensational play. Some of the folks here at Bluebell Park give him a hand. He goes way into the gap, tracks this ball over his left shoulder. At the last second, you get a late glove just like you're taught. Crashes into the wall and is able to hold on. What a play by the PV left fielder.
Deep shot by Jamal George, but turned away at the warning track. There's Bear Harrison. First pitch to him, a call, strike. This is Bear's 5th start of the season. The St. Mary's transfer. Grew up in Northern California as well. High school and college in Northern California before coming down here to A&M. That last pitch was a ball, 1-1. Lined into right field on the 1-1. Base hit. Bear Harrison goes the opposite way, hit it hard, and got it into right field for his first hit as an Aggie.
I really like that swing from Bear. Stays on it. It's a hard low liner the other way. You're gonna make him throw the ball off. He'll have the ball for his first career hit as an Aggie.
Gonna have that souvenir, yeah. They just rolled the ball into the A&M dugout. They'll keep it for Bear. First hit in a maroon and white uniform, although tonight we're wearing the red, white, and blue. They tried to pick him over at first base. Throw was in the dirt and then got away from the first baseman, Mac Bowie. But he got over to it quick enough before Bear could get up and advance to second base. Bear was back diving into first.
I don't know if he just didn't find where the ball was. I thought he could have advanced there.
He was late to get up, and by that time it was tracked down by Bowie, but initially That ball got far enough away where I agree with you. I think he could have gone down to second base. Sawyer Farr is the hitter. First pitch to him will miss. 1-0. Sawyer, the freshman from Fort Worth, Texas, Boswell High School. 1-0 pitch to him. Swinging, fouled away. Last week, Sawyer went 5 for 15, starting in all 5 games. He hit safely in all of them except for on Sunday. You heard Mike Early talk about him in our Wells Fargo warm-up before the game. High praise for this freshman. He's drawn those comparisons to Braden Shoemake by you and Mike Early. And that's part of our Slovakic Sausage player profile of Sawyer Farr. Slovakic Sausage, tastefully Texan since 1957 and the official sausage of Texas A&M Athletics.
Yeah, he's been okay, I would say, to start his A&M career, but there's a really good player in there. I think there's more coming.
1-1. Swinging. Ground ball, base hit past Mac Bowie at first base and down the line in right. That will allow Bear Harrison to round second and go to third. Sawyer Farr's got a single, so there are Aggies at the corners with 1 out. In the bottom of the second, the Aggies leading the ball game here 2-0.
A good swing there by Farr after missing up a lot last weekend against New Mexico State. Stays above this ball, sizzles one past the first baseman who was holding Harrison on, and that's an easy first to third for the Aggie catcher. And now top of the order comes the plate in an RBI spot. And as you said to start the broadcast, Will, not many guys you want walking the plate more so than Caden Kent in these opportunities.
As Caden does step up, the Panthers, they'll call time and they'll meet on the mound, so it's a La Casa Tequila break and play. Take some time to enjoy the rest of this game responsibly with La Casa's smooth tequila for rugged country. 4 hits early on for the Aggie offense. They are singles by Wyatt Hensler, Terrence Keel, Bear Harrison, and Sawyer Farr. So that's 1 time through the lineup. And here you go with Caden Kent. Caden walked and then scored a run back in the bottom of the first.
Those 4 singles, and none of them have been cheap, right? They've all been really well struck. And even the first out of this inning by Yamal George, I mean, he hits the ball probably 390 feet and gets run down on a heck of a play by Burrows in left field.
At Texas A&M, our goal is to build champions, and we need you, the 12th man, to be a part of that like never before by joining us in our official NIL partner, Texas Aggies United. Join Texas Aggies United today at TexasAggiesUnited.com and help build the best NIL program in the country. Aggies at the corners, 1 out. Here's Caden Kent. First pitch to him, swinging, fouled, straight back.
Ooh, that hit off the facing of the second deck and caught somebody pretty flush down there in the coach's family section.
Hope everybody checks out okay. You always got to be ready for that carom here at Bluebell Park. It's 0-1 to Caden Kent. Inside on the next pitch at 86 miles per hour, up and in. So 2-0.
The Aggies have been aggressive here early, stealing second base. Sawyer Farr could run. Let's see if they cut him loose.
They throw over there to check on Sawyer. Throw is in the dirt, picked by Mac Bowie. So Caden has the 6-game hit streak going as you get a southbound Union Pacific rolling by behind right field. That's a call strike. It's 1-2 to Caden. And during the streak, Caden has an RBI in all 6 of the games. 12 total RBIs during that streak. And also in the last 6 games that he's hit safely in each one of them, 3 doubles, a triple, and 4 homers. That's hot. That is red hot.
Yeah, he and Wyatt Hensler have really led the line for this Aggie offense that, you know, for the most part has scuffled through the first 15 games of the year.
There's the 1-2 after a couple of throws over to first base. That came in soft and outside, and it's 2-2.
I say scuffled. They've not kind of hit their full stride yet, and I should throw Terrence Keel II into that group with Kent and Hensler as well.
2-2 pitch. That stayed up. Full count now to Caden Kent.
Well, and Farr was off and running. It's a really good job by the freshman. Andrew and I talked about this over the course of last weekend. He didn't get a great jump, so he shut himself down.
Now he does go on the 3-2, skied to center field. That is deep toward the track, but shy of the track. Jaden Williams will run it down and make the catch, but coming home to score from third base is Bear Harrison. Deep fly ball, Caden Kent, good enough for a sacrifice and an RBI. Bear Harrison races home and the Aggies lead 3-0.
It's another really well-struck ball by Kent to the deepest part of the yard. Good base running there by the Aggies. Farr was off and moving with the pitch. He saw contact and he just kind of hung out around second base, saw the play happen, retouched, and made his way back to first.
Jace Laviolette skies this fly ball very high to right field on the first pitch, and under it is Michael Smith. He will make the catch. That will end the inning, but the Aggies get another run. Texas A&M takes a 3-0 lead into the third. For comprehensive coverage of college baseball and softball all season long, tune to Sirius XM College Sports Radio Channel 374 in the car and on the all-new Sirius XM app. Sirius XM is the home of your favorite team and conference, including live games plus interviews and analysis. So cheer along online with the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.us/SEC Radio 2025. Bottom of the order for the Panthers, Mason High School in the 9 hole, and then you go back to the top of the order. It's 9, 1, and 2 due up for Prairie View. In the top of the third, Weston Moss starts high school off with a strike. It's 0-1. Next pitch, swing and a miss. So high school down in the count 0-2.
And go back to the end of that last inning. Chase Laviolette got a hanging breaking ball. He saw it big and just got it off the end of the bat.
Here's the 0-2. Ground ball at first base. Gavin Cash will take the bag himself. 3 unassisted on the ground out by high school, 1 down.
Anyway, go back to Jace. He was kind of frustrated with himself. He knew he got a cookie to hit a long way, and he was just out front, hit it off the end of the bat. Right there, Gavin Cash, I love that. A lot of first basemen get in the habit of flipping that ball to the pitcher covering. He takes it himself. It's a lot higher percentage play if no flip has to be involved.
Top of the order now, and Amar Donato. He struck out swinging earlier against Weston Moss, and he fouls this first offering away. Up above us and to the right of us, it's 0-1 to Donato. We will start SEC play this weekend. Alabama comes to town. First game Friday night. Here's the 0-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. Game times this weekend for the Crimson Tide and the Aggies here at Bluebell Park, 6 o'clock Friday, 2 o'clock Saturday, 4 p.m. on Sunday. A little bit of a different start on Sunday, going at 4 o'clock. Here's the 0-2 to Donato. Swinging, skied very high, shallow center field. Caden Kent, the shortstop, backing up, and he kind of fell down and had to reach out and make that catch before he hit the turf. He hung with it and hit the turf, reaching out to make the grab. 2 down.
Not one that Mike Early is going to digest well. That's probably Jace Laviolette's ball. I would imagine, knowing Caden Kent, he's calling that very, very early, and he never looks settled, and that ball's in front of Jace the entire time. It's a good adjustment late by Kent to get a glove on it.
So there are 2 down. Jaden Williams, check swing on the first pitch to him, called strike. So Williams down in the count 0-1. He popped up to Caden Kent earlier tonight. Here's the 0-1.
I will say this, Will. I mean, given the wind has turned around so drastically, Jace is playing much deeper than he was on the weekend. So he did have a long way to go, but I still think that's probably his ball. And that was the conversation that he and Kent had after Kent came up with the catch.
Yeah, they were out there in shallow center field. They talked for just a bit. 1-1 pitch from Weston Moss. That's in the dirt, 2-1. Three to nothing Aggies here in the top of the third. That'll miss low, 3-1. So this weekend with Bama coming in, we'll send those 3 lefties to the mound to start it off. Ryan Prager, Justin Lampkin, and Miles Patton. They have all been terrific. Prager a .39 ERA. Lampkin and Patton both have 2.28 ERAs. Swinging ground ball at Caden Kent. Field and throw on the run, and that will end the inning. Kent with a nice throw gets Jaden Williams, and it's a 3-up, 3-down, top of the third for the Panthers at bat. Will Johnson, Ryan Broninger with you from Bluebell Park tonight. We're going to the bottom of the third inning. The Texas A&M Aggies have a 3-0 lead over Prairie View. As we go along here in the bottom of the third, we'll tell you a little bit about SEC play, give you some of the schedule that the Aggies will face with conference action getting started on Friday. Wyatt Hensler will lead things off in the bottom of 3. He has now reached base in 13 straight games after his RBI single off the wall and left in the first inning. That first pitch to him is low and in, 1-0. So we're home against Alabama this weekend to start conference play, and after that it's a road series at Vanderbilt March 20th through 22nd. Home plate umpire Charles Bussey came out from behind home plate. Looked like he briefly pointed at Wyatt Hensler. I don't think it's a violation of the clock in any way, shape, or form. Hensler must have called timeout. He's back in. It's still 1-0. Right on right matchup here. Next pitch. That will miss, 2-0. Brawny, when we go to Vanderbilt March 20th through 22nd, that's going to be the first true road game for an Aggie. 3 times we have played away from Bluebell Park. Those were neutral site games down in Houston at the home of the Astros. Here's the 2-0. That's outside.
I'll be making the trip with you.
Yeah. Maybe some barbecue and some live music between games or something. Music Row, Broadway.
You'll have to come pick me up.
We can do that. That can be arranged. 3-0 to Wyatt Hensler. He tries to become a leadoff base runner in the bottom of the third. Thompson, that 3-0 pitch. Got it in for a strike, 3-1. Aggies are going to close March by hosting Kentucky in 3 games at Bluebell Park. And then April begins with a road series at Tennessee, a rematch of the College World Series finals from a year ago. 3-1 pitch. Swinging deep left field, kind of along the track and heading over toward the gap is Burrows, and that's another catch that the Panthers will make. Pretty deep in the outfield. Burrows right there on the track in left center off the bat of Wyatt Hensler.
I feel like it got in a little bit on Wyatt. Just didn't see the ball leave the bat like we have in the past when Hensler really gets them good. But Aggies having good swings here through 2 1/3 innings.
Gavin Cash to the plate. First pitch to him. Called strike. So after that Tennessee series, we come back home April 10th through 12th for a weekend against South Carolina. Then it's back-to-back road series at Arkansas, which is over Easter weekend, then at Texas. The 0-1 check swing fouled off back to the net. But then you get back-to-back home series when the calendar flips over to May. It's 2 sets of Tigers coming in, LSU, then Missouri. And the final regular season series of the year is in Athens at Georgia. That's your SEC schedule, which all starts on Friday with Alabama coming in. Here is the 0-2 to Gavin Cash. Way outside, and that got to the backstop, 1-2. Oh, and by the way, the SEC tournament, May 20th through 25th in Hoover again this year.
Yeah, it seems like you go back through all the games that we've played a bunch of baseball, but still plenty on the docket for this A&M team to figure some things out, get the ship pointed in the right direction.
1-2 to Gavin Cash. Inside pitch, low and in, swinging, and he almost went to a knee to try to go get it. Swing and a miss, and he has struck out. There's 2 down in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, not a great at bat from Cash, if we're being honest. He had a check swing on a ball in the middle of the plate, and then he gets to a 2-strike count. and just wraps that slider down and around the back foot. It's a quality two-strike pitch.
TK to the plate, Terrence Keel, RBI single back in the first inning. It extended his hit streak to 7 games in a row. First pitch to him, low and away for a ball, 1-0. Bottom of the third, 2 out, nobody on. Here's the 1-0, showing bunt toward third base. Bare hand and throw it from Landon Williams, and he threw it in the dirt, and it got past the first baseman, Mac Bowie, and Terrence Keel, after what I believe will be a bunt single, will get second base on the error.
He's just such a weapon, man. He does a little bit of everything, and before the at-bat, I was looking at the depth of the third baseman, and with 2 outs, you're going, all right, TK, if you want it, it's there. Backspins a bunt, puts it in a tough spot for Williams. Again, I think the only play he probably has if he tries to barehand this ball, but he does go with the glove. Spikes the throw, Bowie can't pick it out, and once it trickles anywhere beyond the first baseman, TK's headed to second base.
So it's Hayden Schott now. First pitch to him, a ball, 1-0. So bottom of the third, A&M, the Aggies, 3 runs on 5 hits. The Panthers, no runs on 1 hit. And Prairie View just committed the first error of the game. That's outside for a ball to Hayden Schott, 2-0. So Terrence Keel now 2 for 2. RBI single to center field earlier, bunt single here. Gets second on the error.
And both with 2 outs. That's such a good job from a freshman.
Hayden Schott, the 2-0 pitch, ground ball, base hit, back up the middle, and the Aggies are getting a run out of this with 2 outs. Hayden Schott drives home Terrence Keel, and it's 4-0 Aggies.
Well, that all starts with Terrence Keel II playing the game of baseball, being really heads up and using it as his athleticism to put pressure on the defense with 2 outs. He ends up at second. Shot kind of wraps around the ball down and away, shoots it right back up the box. What Andrew Monaco would call a patented Hayden Schott single there for an RBI, and the Aggies have now scored in every frame.
2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 here in the third. It's a 2-out run here in the third. 4-0, and Yamal George at the plate. So the Aggies get something started with 2 out and nobody on. And for that, we're going to give it a Wells Fargo between the base paths moment. Nice job to produce a run out of more of a bleak situation here in the bottom of the third. That goes to the backstop, and Hayden Schott will move to second base.
Look at Schotty running hard to second base on a ball to the backstop, and he pounds his chest once he gets there.
So it's a Wells Fargo between the base path moment to get a run home with 2 outs in this inning. Wells Fargo, the official bank of Texas A&M Athletics. And you know what? For running like that, we should give Hayden Schott one of our Moss Fajitas Moss Hustle plays of the game. 2-0, swinging hard hit off the bat of Yamal George, but right at the left fielder, Michael Burrows. Yamal lines out to left. So Hayden Schott churning down to second base. One of our plays of the game, courtesy of Moss Fajitas. It's a Moss Hustle play. Moss Fajitas, proud partner of Texas A&M Athletics. The Aggies get a run in the third. The Aggies lead 4-0.